This is David Everest, Secretary of Mining for Twin Cedar Mining District, Township, Mining Claim, and Unincorporated City, Twin Cedar City. I'm giving you an update because I finally got the paperwork from the court. I finally made it out there. I raised the gas. And I was going to read you what is required of me to do to give you a little education. They got a docking date. That means they determined they have jurisdiction to hear the appeal. Because if they didn't, they would have said so. They would have had a stamp date on this denying it, sending it back to me if they didn't have jurisdiction, and they would have recommended the court of proper jurisdiction. Well, because they did a docking, that means they accepted my appeal as they have jurisdiction over this case. Then the next one is there's a form in here for me to fill out that's called entry of appearance. An entry of appearance is for attorneys. If I had an attorney, he would file it. He'd have 14 days to file it. Um, I have 14 days to file it, but I'm dealing with the mail, and I didn't get it until today. But I've already got it completed. I already filled out the form. It's not that hard. I just write sloppy because I couldn't type it. And then the next thing is certification of and then there was an informis pappas form. That was in there. It doesn't say that in here, but that's so I don't have to pay a filing fee. And then certification of interest. And what that is that's my possessory title when I filed my claim. That shows I have a secured interest and I have two partners. And I filed a receipt of a constructive purchase and payment, a filing fee of $10 for the assessment work that was performed, because there was work performed, but you have to file an affidavit of assessment, and that costs $10. And so I don't have to give them that. That's in the record. They can get that. This is about just showing the possessory title. And since I have a mining district, I just gave them the. Oh, and I have two other claims that's in the record. I don't have the paperwork right handy. I have to get a court order to get that. I asked for that. Um, then there's a docking statement. There's supposed to be a form with this, but I didn't get a form for it. So what I did was, is I wrote a sheet for it because this thing down here it says attachments, official caption, see pro se only. Council may refer to electronic docket. Well, they don't let me do it electronically. And then rules of practices to see pro se. Well, I wrote that. They're pretty simple. And then the requirements: entry of appearance, an informal brief, meaning it's not a full brief yet. It's just to let them know, to give them a heads up. This would be probably your docking statements. And that's the way I took it because there was no form. And, motion for affidavit to leave for forma paupus. This is for I have no money other than the mining claim that they destroyed the value in, and a car, and $250 a month from my brother to buy gas and toilet paper, and and print copies of legal cases. Anyways, so that's how I do that, and then $182 a month in EBT, food assistance from the government. So now I have these all ready to go. I just have to print up the one cover page off at Office Depot because they're the only place in Medford that can do it. Then I take that and I take all these other paper copies I already have that were written a while ago, and except for the forms that I filled out, and so I will be getting it in the mail tomorrow in the court. But they're allowing me to serve these people uh, through a certification of service because they're government people. Means I don't have to pay the marshals to serve them. I can go in person to Mr. Fong, the U.S. Assistant Attorney for the U.S. Attorney's Office out of Portland. He's down here in Medford.
Is
He's
this
their
a
agent. I'm on the air, guy. Anyways, so I'm going to serve all the parties through their agents tomorrow, and then I'll get them to stamp it, and then that they've received it, and then I'll mail it to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit in Washington, D.C. This is starting off as an appeal. This will end up as a trial by de novo. Since there hasn't been a trial, he just dismissed this arbitrarily and capricious because he's a named defendant. They agreed with me. He shouldn't have making no rulings on this. So I'm going to put this up on YouTube. My email is keeperoftherepublic@yahoo.com. It's capital K, all lowercase, all one word. Now, I have a third party provider that requires a search warrant. So not everybody that emails me can I email back because I get it back saying, we don't like your provider because we can't scan your email. And your third party provider insists on a warrant. Well, that's because you have to have a warrant to get into my emails. It's set up that way. And it's set up, I don't even know my third party provider. They're my guardian angel. Have a nice day. And it's a nice Wednesday afternoon, or actually evening. And have a good day. Don't mind my friend. I'm not going to edit this. It's raw footage. You can see we can make mistakes because we're human. And I'm not professional. I'm just doing the best I can. Signing off.